Welcome. We are dealing with the mechanism of emergence of the antibiotic resistance into the bacteria, and in that we have learned about there are two types of the mechanisms. The first one, it is a genetic basis, and the second one, it is the mechanistic basis. In the previous videos we have learned about the genetic basis, and now the today's video it is related to the mechanistic basis, and in that the first point that we are going to discuss, it is the limiting uptake of the drug or decreasing the permeability of the drug or the antibiotic. Now whenever antibiotic it is in the medium and it has to act over the bacterial cell, first of all that antibiotic it has to enter into the bacterial cell, then it has to go towards its target. It may be the inhibition of the protein synthesis or inhibition of the cell wall synthesis or inhibition of the enzymes, anything, but first thing what that drug has to be do, that drug, that antibiotic, that antimicrobial agent, first it has to enter into the bacterial cell. And here what the bacterial cell now it is going to do, it is going to observe that from where the antibiotic it is going to enter, and then that entry points it is going to be shut down by the bacterial cell. It is like how you are sitting in your home and suppose a thief or a robber or a strange person it has came. The first thing after observing that person, what you do, you first of all shut the door, you shut the windows, and you shut all the entry points from where there are the chances that strange person it can enter into the home. In the same way, the bacterial cell it is also going to do. It is going to observe that from where the antibiotic it is going to enter, and that entry point it has to be blocked. Okay. Now here in the gram-negative microorganisms, okay, in the gram-negative microorganisms like the E. coli, Pseudomonas, then Enterobacter aerogens, Neisseria. Okay, in these bacteria, what is there? There is a presence of the outer membrane, and that outer membrane it is consisting of the proteins, and that proteins it is called as the porine proteins. These porine proteins they are involved into the transport, and these porine proteins, through these porine proteins only there is a transport of the antibiotics, okay, or the drug or the antimicrobial agent it is going to enter into the bacterial cell through where? Through the porine proteins. It is observed into the E. coli that OMP-C, OMP-F, PHOE, these are the major porine proteins which are involved into the transport, and in Pseudomonas OPRD, which is called as an D protein, that it is involved into the transport of the antibiotic into the cell. Okay, now this it has been observed by the cell. Bacterial cell it has observed that these are the proteins which are involved into the transport of the antibiotic. So the action it has been taken by the bacterial cell, and that action it is what? It is going to lower down the expression of these OMP proteins. Okay, the porine proteins which are responsible for the transport, of the antibiotic, their expression it is going to be lower down. Okay, so that what will happen? Ultimately, what is going to happen? That that antimicrobial agent which is going to enter into the cell, now it is unable to enter because the helper of that antibiotic which are allowing the transport of that antibiotic into the cell, they are not present there. Their expression level it is lower down, or the proteins they are the mutants it has been created, so that it is not allowing, or it is not going to respond to the antibiotic, it is not allowing the transport of the antibiotic into the cell. Okay, so in this way, the lower level expression of the porine proteins, okay, lower level expression of the porine proteins into the gram-negative organisms like E. coli, Pseudomonas aeruginosa, Acinetobacter, Neisseria, then Aerobacter aerogens. Okay, these bacteria, it has developed the resistance for the antibiotic. It has been observed that Pseudomonas, it is getting resistance for the Carbapenem class. Then the Neisseria gonorrhoeae, it has got the resistance for the tetracyclines and the beta-lactams. Then the Enterobacter aerogens, it has got the resistance for the cephalosporin. Okay, so in this way, alteration of the porine protein expression, okay, or the mutants formed in the porine proteins, it is not allowing the drug to get enter into the cell, and in this way there is a development of the drug resistance, antibiotic resistance into the gram-negative microorganisms. Second thing, it is that in the Pseudomonas, okay, Pseudomonas, it is observed that the pathogenic Pseudomonas aeruginosa, it is observed that there is a biofilm formation, and that biofilm formation, it is due to the matrix. Okay, there is a synthesis of the matrix, and that matrix, it is a sticky one, and it is composed of, okay, it is composed of the proteins and polysaccharides and residues of the DNA. Now that sticky nature, okay, that sticky nature of the matrix, it is not allowing the antibiotic to reach up to the cells. Okay, the matrix, it is on the outer side and it is very sticky one. Okay, and that through that sticky and sticky matrix, the antibiotic cannot penetrate, so there is a protection of the, okay, so there is a protection of the cells, and also the antibiotics which are going to act on the cells which are dividing cells, okay, or with the cells which are metabolically active one, that antibiotics, they are also ineffective. Why? Because when there is a biofilm formation, the metabolic rate, it is a lower one. Also, the cell division rate, it is also a lower one. So, biofilm formation, it is also not allowing the penetration of the drug up to the target cell. It is limiting the uptake of the drug or the antibiotic. Okay, it is one of the mechanism. In the gram-positive bacteria, what is happening? The cell wall, it is a very thick one, and due to that thick cell wall, there is a low penetration of the drug. Next, in the Mycobacterium, there is the presence of the outer membrane, and that outer membrane, it is composed of the lipid. So, all the hydrophilic antibiotics, they are not allowed to penetrate into the Mycobacterium. Only the hydrophobic antibiotic like the rifampicin and fluoroquinolone group antibiotic, they are only penetrated into the Mycobacterium. So in this way, okay, by preventing the entry of the antibiotics into the cell, the bacterial cell, it is going to develop the resistance for the antibiotic. Okay, I think you may have cleared the mechanism that we have learned today, that is the lowering or the limiting the drug uptake or decreasing the permeability. Okay, if you have liked my video, please subscribe and also share my videos with your friends so that the knowledge, it is going to spread. Thank you.